After the age of 60, many women begin to notice changes that appear quietly. It's not something that happens overnight. First comes that feeling of heavier legs upon waking. Then, getting out of bed takes a few more seconds. Climbing stairs seems to become more tiring. Maintaining balance while putting on shoes is no longer as simple as it used to be. Little by little, strength decreases, stiffness appears, and confidence in your own movements begins to fade. The problem is that, without realizing it, this can start to steal something very precious, your independence. Weaker legs, stiff hips, and morning pain are not just normal discomforts of aging, as many women end up believing. These signs indicate that the muscles, joints, and balance system are being less stimulated than they should be. And when that happens, simple everyday tasks, walking safely, getting up from a chair, staying steady on your feet, start to require more effort and attention. The good news is that this process doesn't have to continue like this. There is a very important truth that almost no one explains clearly: you don't lose strength just because you age, but because you stop properly using the muscles that support your body. With the right stimulation, even after the age of 60, it's possible to regain strength, improve mobility, and move again with more freedom and safety. And, surprisingly, this doesn't require heavy workouts, expensive equipment, or long hours of exercise. From this stage in life onward, the body goes through a natural process called sarcopenia, which is the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength. This process begins much earlier than most people think, often starting at age 40, and it accelerates after 60 if there is no proper stimulation. Many women believe this loss is inevitable, something that simply must be accepted. But that's not true. Simple movements, done correctly and consistently, can reactivate dormant muscles, restore joint stability, and significantly reduce pain and limitations. That's exactly why these 3 exercises become so important. They were designed to target the most critical areas of the female body after age 60: legs, hips, joints, and balance. These are safe exercises, easy to perform, that can be done at home, without equipment, and that respect the body's limits. When practiced daily, they help rebuild lost strength, improve mobility, and restore confidence in movement. The third exercise, in particular, plays a fundamental role because it activates deep muscles responsible for balance and for protecting the lower back area. These muscles are essential for preventing falls, reducing back pain, and allowing you to move more safely in your daily life. Many falls don't happen due to lack of attention, but due to lack of strength and muscle control. And that's exactly what these exercises help to correct. The first exercise is heel raises, a simple but extremely powerful movement. It works a muscle group that is often underestimated in women over 60, the calf muscles, also known as the gastrocnemius or calves. These muscles go far beyond appearance. They are responsible for powering each step you take, stabilizing the ankles, helping with balance, and absorbing the impact that travels up through the feet, knees, and hips while walking. When the calves are weak, the body becomes less efficient when walking. Your steps get shorter, balance decreases, and the risk of tripping increases. In addition, strong calves help improve blood circulation in the legs, reducing the feeling of heaviness, swelling, and tiredness throughout the day. By strengthening this area, you create a more solid foundation for the entire body, making simple movements like walking, getting up, and standing more secure and easier to do. This exercise, when done correctly and regularly, begins to restore strength to the ankles, improves stability, and directly contributes to a firmer and more confident walk. It's a small movement that brings about big changes, especially when practiced with focus, control, and consistency. When the calf muscles start to weaken, the whole body feels the impact, even if you don't notice it right away. The lower part of the body starts to feel heavier, less responsive. Many women describe this feeling as having slower legs, short and unsteady steps, or the impression that walking takes much more effort than before. It's not laziness, it's not lack of willpower, and it's definitely not just a part of aging. What's really happening is something quite simple: the muscles that once pushed the body forward, with strength and efficiency, have stopped functioning fully. These muscles play a fundamental role in how you move. They help push the body against the ground with each step, stabilize the ankles, and contribute directly to balance. When they become weak, the body has to compensate in other ways, placing more stress on the knees, hips, and even the spine. Over time, this affects balance, increases the feeling of instability, and can lead to more frequent joint discomfort. Heel raises target exactly this forgotten area. They retrain muscles that have been dormant and reactivate the connections between the brain and muscles, known as neuromuscular connections. These connections are essential for movements to become strong, coordinated, and safe again. More than just strengthening, this exercise teaches the body to respond better to everyday challenges. To perform the movement, stand upright with your core slightly engaged and your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Lightly place your hands on a wall, countertop, or the back of a chair just to ensure safety, not to support your body weight. The support is a help, not a crutch. From this position, slowly lift your heels, rising up onto the balls of your feet. Do this movement with control, without rushing. At the top, pause for a second, clearly feeling the contraction of your calf muscles. Then lower your heels slowly and with control until your feet are fully back on the ground. The more mindful and slow the movement, the greater the benefit. The ideal is to perform 10 to 15 repetitions, take a short break, and repeat the exercise in 2 or 3 sets, always respecting your limits. There's no need to push too hard or feel pain. The goal is to activate and strengthen gradually. As your strength improves, you can make the exercise a bit more challenging. A simple way to progress is to reduce hand support, using just your fingertips for balance. Another option is to perform the movement with one foot at a time, alternating legs. This increases the muscle demand and also works balance more intensely. If you feel a slight tremble in your ankles or legs during the exercise, don't be alarmed. This trembling is a positive sign that the muscles are being reactivated and the nervous system is reconnecting efficiently with the body. If your ankles are very stiff at first, reduce the range of motion by lifting your heels less. Over time and with practice, mobility will naturally improve. This exercise works because it restores the push-off strength the body needs to make walking feel smoother again, climbing stairs less tiring, and balance noticeably better. For many women, this simple movement represents the first real step to regaining stronger, more stable, and more reliable legs similar to the ones they had years ago. The second exercise is the chair squat, a strength-restoring movement and perhaps one of the most important for women over 60. It strengthens exactly the muscles you depend on every day to maintain your independence. Every time you get up from a chair, get out of the car, rise from bed, or stand up from the couch, you're basically performing a variation of this exercise. When these muscles are strong, these actions happen naturally and safely. When they're weak, excessive effort appears, along with using hands for support, fear of losing balance, and often knee or hip pain. The chair squat restores strength to the thighs, glutes, and hips, creating a solid foundation for daily movements and helping to preserve what matters most at this stage of life: independence. When the thigh muscles, especially the quadriceps, and the glutes start to weaken, simple everyday movements begin to feel harder than they should. Getting up from a chair takes more effort, sitting on lower furniture feels unsafe, and often, the body tries to compensate by using the hands for support. Over time, this becomes automatic. Many women don't even realize they're avoiding certain movements or choosing higher chairs just to avoid difficulty when standing up. This behavior is a clear sign that the body has stopped generating strength from the legs and has begun to rely on momentum or help from the torso and arms. The chair squat exists exactly to reverse this pattern. It retrains the body to produce strength from where it's truly supposed to come, the legs and hips. By strengthening these muscles, the movement becomes more natural, stable, and safe again. To perform the exercise correctly, sit on the front edge of a firm and stable chair. Your feet should be flat on the floor, placed directly under or slightly in front of your knees. Keep your chest open, spine elongated, and eyes looking forward. Proper posture is essential for the exercise to be effective and safe. From this position, lean slightly forward from the hips while keeping your back straight, and push the floor with your heels to stand up. Avoid using your hands. The focus should be on your legs doing the work. Once you reach the standing position, pause for a moment, feeling the contraction in your thigh and glute muscles. Then slowly lower yourself back down, controlling the movement until you are seated again. The slower and more mindful the movement, the greater the muscle activation. Ideally, perform 8 to 12 repetitions, with short rest intervals between sets. If it's difficult to stand up without using your hands at first, that's okay. Lightly rest them on your thighs just for support and gradually reduce that assistance as your strength improves. Progress comes with consistency, not with rushing. If the exercise becomes too easy over time, you can increase the challenge in a simple and safe way. One option is to place your feet a bit further back, closer to the base of the chair, which requires more strength from the leg muscles. Another alternative is to use a slightly lower seat, always respecting your limits and keeping control of the movement. The chair squat works because it rebuilds what's known as functional strength, the kind you use every day to move safely. Stronger legs reduce the load on the knees, relieve pressure on the lower back, improve balance, and bring back the sense of stability that many women gradually lose over the years. For many, this exercise marks the beginning of a more active, confident, and independent routine. The third exercise is wall push-ups, a movement that stabilizes the upper body. This is one of the safest and most effective exercises for women over 60 because it strengthens the chest, shoulders, arms, and core without putting stress on the wrist joints or lower back. Many women avoid traditional push-ups on the floor due to discomfort in the shoulders, wrists, or fear of putting too much pressure on the spine. The wall version removes these obstacles, making the exercise accessible and comfortable without losing the benefits of muscle strengthening. In addition to strengthening the upper body, wall push-ups help improve posture. Over the years, activities like sitting for long periods, driving, and doing tasks always in front of the body encourage spinal rounding and shoulder slouching. This exercise helps reverse that pattern by promoting greater shoulder stability, spinal alignment, and a stronger feeling of body control. To correctly perform the wall push-up, stand facing a firm and stable wall. Place your hands at chest height, slightly wider than shoulder width apart, with your fingers pointing forward. Take a few steps back until your body forms a straight line from head to heels. Avoid arching your lower back or pushing your head forward. Before starting the movement, gently engage your core as if you were holding your torso and keep your chest open and lifted. From this position, slowly bend your elbows, allowing them to point slightly outward, and bring your body closer to the wall in a controlled way. The movement should be smooth and mindful, without rushing. Lower yourself until your chest is just a few inches from the wall, without touching it. Pause briefly at this point to feel the work in your chest, shoulders, arms, and core muscles. Next, push against the wall with the palms of your hands and return to the starting position, keeping your body aligned throughout the movement. Avoid using momentum or bouncing your body. The more controlled the execution, the greater the strengthening effect. The goal is to perform 10 to 15 repetitions, in 2 or 3 sets, always respecting your comfort level and ability. If the exercise is too difficult at first, move your feet closer to the wall to reduce the angle of your body. This decreases the load and makes the movement more accessible. On the other hand, if you feel the exercise is too easy, you can gradually increase the challenge. One option is to take a step farther back, increasing your body's angle. Another alternative is to perform the movement while supporting yourself on your fingertips, which requires more arm strength and greater core control. To further intensify the core workout, you can slightly lift one leg off the floor during the movement, alternating sides. This variation challenges your balance and activates the deep muscles responsible for body stability. If you feel excessive tension in your shoulders during the exercise, adjust your hand placement by positioning them a bit lower on the wall. Also, focus on keeping your neck elongated, avoiding shrugging your shoulders, and try to relax your upper trapezius muscles. Small adjustments make a big difference in the comfort and effectiveness of the movement. Wall push-ups work because they build pushing strength, which you use in many daily situations, often without realizing it. This is the strength that helps you get up from the floor more safely, carry grocery bags, push a heavy door, or catch yourself quickly if you lose balance. When the upper body is stronger, the whole body moves more in sync. Balance improves, joints are better protected, and movements become steadier, more controlled, and much more comfortable. Over time, this exercise goes beyond muscle strengthening. It restores something that many women lose over the years: confidence in their own body. The confidence to support their weight without fear, to move without insecurity, and to know that their arms, shoulders, and torso are ready to support and protect the body when needed. And that's exactly why this combination of exercises is so important. Heel raises reactivate the muscles responsible for stabilizing each step you take, making walking firmer and safer. Chair squats rebuild the strength in your legs and hips, the strength you rely on every day to stand up, sit down, climb stairs, and maintain your independence. Wall push-ups restore upper body stability, helping you move with more control, better balance, and less pain. You don't need long workout sessions, gyms, or complicated routines. It's not the quantity of exercises that makes the difference, but the quality and consistency. Just a few minutes a day, with well-executed and mindful movements, are enough to completely change how your body feels when walking, getting out of bed, or standing after sitting for a while. With daily practice, many women notice less stiffness in the morning, more confidence while moving, and a growing sense of strength and stability. Small changes, done consistently, lead to real and lasting results. If this routine is helping you, take a moment to show your support. Your feedback encourages the creation of more content designed especially for women who want to stay strong, active, and independent after age 60. And before you go, reflect, which of these exercises makes the biggest difference for your body right now? Sharing this experience could help other women who also need to regain strength, balance, and confidence to live with less pain and more freedom after 60. Moving well is a form of self-care. And it's never too late to start.